Before I was a farmer, I was a carpenter, and also I done mason work for a year. And all these things added up that I couldn't sit still, and because I had the know-how, and because I built my own barn, and I seen that there was a need for somebody that was a little handy, and everybody wanted help. So when I had time, I helped out other people.
You mean building their barns?
Building barns and shingling and repairing, general repair work. Time went so fast that I sometimes worked on and forgot about meals. So that's where my time went, and I'm still interested in it.
Yeah.
At 82.
Well, if you retired in 1955, that means that you've been retired for 18 years.
Yeah.
Is there any one particular time when you were so bored you felt like giving it all up?
Well, that was when I was young and I lost everything in fire. That's when I really felt blue. And when I added up next morning, I was worth less than nothing. That is a fact. But I soon got over that. I said, well, these things have happened before and will happen again, so you better buckle up and get going.
Well, losing everything by fire that way, is that somehow like retirement, where you feel as though everything's lost now?
Well, I had no experience with that because I don't let myself get down that far. I wouldn't think much of a man that gave up so soon. As long as we feel good, we keep on.
Well, you have fought a lot of health problems, Ed. You've got arthritis, you've lost your one eye, you wear a real thick glass for the other one, you move very slowly, and yet you're very much alive.
Naturally, I'm jealous of anybody that often say, when I see the young people jumping around and dancing, if we only could, I'd say I'd give a couple of thousand if I could do that. But however, it's not to be. Man is put on this earth for a purpose, and I think that is my purpose to create and help the other people that need help.
How do you feel when a period of time goes by and nobody comes to you to ask you to do something for them?
Well, them periods come often, but then I think, well, now let's build 2 or 3 at a time, or something that will in the end be wanted. So just that I'm doing at the present time. I am building 2 8-foot step ladders, and another man came here the other day and he said, I need a 6 foot. So I cut that out too. Just as I get time, I'll build them. And I have some stools cut out, and I was turning the lathe work on the legs. Have enough for 4 stools. So maybe tomorrow I'll be thinking of something else to start.
The old saying goes, necessity is the mother of invention. And I notice all sorts of little gimmicks around here, like a nail on the end of one of your canes to pick things up with.
Yeah.
Or a hook in a
shoehorn.
And a shoehorn that has a long handle on it for putting your shoe on. Well, now, does retirement create some sort of challenge that even though your physical ability lessens, this in itself is a challenge to go on living, figuring out new and different ways of doing things?
It sure does, because the shoehorn is about 3 feet long, so I don't have to bend down to put on my shoes or slippers, and the hook is there to pull up the zipper.
Oh, yeah. Ah, yes. You've got some raspberry bushes and some mulberry bushes.
Yeah.
How do you pick them?
The raspberries, of course, strawberries I can't pick because it can bend down. Or I can pick an odd one, but you soon get tired of standing on one leg and have the other one stretched out in the air to pick out strawberries. And mulberries, I get a big soup spoon and put it on a long stick and then pick them up that way. Because the mulberries the ripe ones fall.
And you scoop them up with a spoon off the ground.
Yeah, I've had as high as 4 or 5 quarts of them at one time. And although it's a kind of tedious, slow job, but time doesn't bother me, and time goes on whether I sit in the rocking chair or pick mulberries.
Yeah. How about when you go to the hospital? And you can't work in your shop, you can't make anything, and you're just stuck there in bed.
Well, about as soon as I get to the hospital, I start figuring out how soon can I get out of here again.
Yeah. That's one good way. And
Yeah.
back to your shop making things.
Back to my work, yes.
Ed, it sounds to me that you haven't really retired at all, but you merely changed locations and changed activity.
That is right. Some people, when the time comes that they're 65 or 70, they'll go to town and sit down. Well, I've noticed that some people that when they go and sit down, their days are numbered. They don't get the exercise. Naturally, they won't live long. And I've found it quite often that some people, why they never work in their life and they get along too.
Yeah, that's true.
If I were in town, I'd be sitting down with the buddies and maybe play cards, which I like too, but not all day.
Right. Can you imagine retiring without working, Ed? In other words, can you imagine just sitting down and rocking your chair?
Well, I know it's coming to that, but as long as I can walk with the aid of walkers or canes, I'll be walking. If not for all day, maybe a couple of hours a day. Just sitting down and doing nothing. I never learned that.